Jacob lived in the land of Canaan, where his father had stayed. This is the story of Jacob's family. Joseph, a young man of 17, was tending the flocks with his brothers. He brought their father a bad report about them. Now Israel loved Joseph more than any of his other sons. He had been born to him in his old age, and he made him a richly ornamented robe, a coat of many colors. When Joseph's brothers saw that their father loved him more than any of them, they hated him. They could not speak a kind word to him. Joseph had a dream. When he told it to his brothers, they hated him even more. He said, "Listen to this dream I had. We were binding sheaves of grain in the field. Suddenly my sheaf rose and stood upright, while your sheaves gathered around mine and bowed down to it." His brothers said, "Do you intend to reign over us? Will you rule us?" And they hated him all the more because of his dreams. Then he had another dream, and he told it to his brothers too. "I had another dream," he said. "The sun and moon and 11 stars were bowing down to me." When he told his father and brothers, his father rebuked him. "What is this dream? Will your mother and I and your brothers actually bow down to you?" His brothers were jealous, but his father kept the matter in mind. One day, Joseph's brothers had gone to graze their flocks. Israel said to Joseph, "Go and see if all is well with your brothers and the flocks." So Joseph went. As he approached, they saw him from a distance. Before he reached them, they plotted to kill him. "Here comes that dreamer," they said. "Let's kill him and throw him into a cistern. Then we'll say a wild animal devoured him." But Reuben heard this and tried to rescue Joseph. "Let's not take his life," he said. "Throw him into this cistern in the desert, but don't lay a hand on him." When Joseph came to his brothers, they stripped him of his robe and threw him into the empty cistern. As they sat to eat, they saw a caravan of Ishmaelites coming from Gilead. Judah said, "What will we gain if we kill our brother? Let's sell him to the Ishmaelites instead." His brothers agreed. They pulled Joseph out of the cistern and sold him for 20 shekels of silver. They took his robe, slaughtered a goat, and dipped the robe in the blood. They brought it to their father and said, "Look, we found this. Examine it to see if it is Joseph's robe." Jacob recognized it and said, "It is my son's robe. Some ferocious animal has devoured him." He mourned for many days. Meanwhile, the Midianites sold Joseph in Egypt to Potiphar, one of Pharaoh's officials, the captain of the guard. At that time, Judah left his brothers and went down to stay with a man named Hira. There he met the daughter of a Canaanite man named Shua. He married her, and she gave birth to 3 sons, Onan, and Shelah. Judah got a wife for Her name was Tamar. But was wicked in the Lord's sight, so the Lord put him to death. Then Judah said to Onan, "Marry your brother's wife and have children for him." But Onan knew that the child would not be his. So He spilled his seed on the ground. What he did was wicked, so the Lord put him to death also. Judah said to Tamar, "Live as a widow in your father's house until Shelah grows up." So she went and lived in her father's house. After a long time, Judah's wife died. When Judah had recovered, he went to Timnah to shear his sheep. Tamar heard this and disguised herself. She put on a veil and sat by the road to Timnah. She realized Shelah had grown up, but had not been given to her as a husband. Judah saw her and thought she was a prostitute. He did not know she was his daughter-in-law. He said, "Let me sleep with you." She said, "What will you give me?" He promised a young goat. She asked for a pledge, his seal, cord, and staff. So he gave them and slept with her. She became pregnant by him. Later, she left and took off her veil, putting on her widow's clothes again. Judah sent the young goat, but couldn't find her. 3 months later, Judah was told, "Tamar is guilty of prostitution, and now she's pregnant." Judah said, "Bring her out and burn her." But as she was being brought out, she sent a message to Judah, "I am pregnant by the man who owns these." And she showed the seal, cord, and staff. Judah recognized them. "She is more righteous than I," he said, "since I wouldn't give her to my son Shelah." Tamar gave birth to twins. During birth, one hand came out. The midwife tied a red thread on it, saying, "This one came out first." But the hand drew back, and his brother came out instead. So he was named Perez. Then the one with the red thread came out, and he was named Zerah.